There's a moment in life when the fire you once had fades. It's not sudden. It doesn't come with alarms or headlines. It just slowly drains away, quietly, invisibly, until one day you wake up and realize you're exhausted, not from a lack of sleep, not from a hard day's work, but from years of running, striving, chasing, without knowing why anymore. You check the boxes, you show up, you meet expectations, and still, you feel empty. They don't talk about this enough, especially to those in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. Because on the surface, you're doing fine. You've got a career, maybe a house, maybe a family. You've survived the storms of youth. You've paid the price of discipline. And now, you're here. But it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like numbness. The spark that used to get you out of bed, the passion that once drove you, has been replaced by routine and obligation. And underneath it all, there's a quiet voice asking, "Is this all there is?" You're not alone. This isn't weakness. It's a wake-up call. The Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, understood this phase of life intimately. Even Marcus, the emperor of Rome, wrote in his journal, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work. As a human being, what do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for?" This was a man ruling an empire, commanding armies, overseeing millions, and yet even he felt the same weight, the same fatigue. Because burnout isn't about your job title or your bank account. It's about disconnection from your purpose, from your inner compass. The Stoics didn't believe you needed to feel excited all the time. They believed you needed to live in alignment with your values, your virtues, your nature. Let's be brutally honest. Most of us spend decades pursuing what the world says we should want. A successful career, a nice house, financial security, respect, stability, comfort. But what happens when you get all that, and it doesn't fulfill you? What happens when you've climbed the ladder, only to realize it's been leaning against the wrong wall? That's when the drift begins. You lose touch with the younger version of yourself, the one who dreamed, who questioned, who risked, who hoped. And that loss? It's not just emotional, it's spiritual, it's existential. The Stoics call this disconnection from purpose a kind of internal disease. And the cure begins not with escape, but with examination. Let's talk about how to rebuild, not from scratch, but from the truth of who you are right now. 1. Rediscover your internal mission. Epictetus wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Most of us lose passion not because we're lazy, but because we've lost clarity. Clarity about who we want to become. Take a moment. Reflect. Who do you admire? What qualities do you respect in others? Courage, kindness, self-control, resilience. Now ask yourself, am I living that? If the answer is no, don't despair. That's your North Star. That's your starting point. Instead of chasing new jobs, new goals, or new distractions, focus on becoming the kind of person you'd be proud to meet. Because meaning doesn't come from what you achieve, it comes from who you become while achieving it. 2. Remember the shortness of life. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." When you're burned out, time feels like an enemy. The days blur, the years fly. You keep saying, "I'll rest when I retire," or "I'll figure it out next year." But here's the truth. The clock is ticking, not in a morbid way, in a motivating way. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remembering death, not to depress themselves, but to clarify their choices. So let me ask you, if you only had 10 years left to live, would you keep doing what you're doing today? If the answer is no, then it's time to change the direction of your life, even slightly. You don't need to burn it all down. You just need to begin again, on purpose. 3. Connect your work to something larger. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, what brings no benefit to the hive brings no benefit to the bee. One reason we feel exhausted is because our work has become self-centered, or at least disconnected from deeper meaning. Passion is not a personal flame. It is a shared fire, something we feed when we serve others, not just ourselves. Think of the moments in your life that felt truly fulfilling. Chances are, they involved helping someone, teaching something, building something that outlives you. If your current work doesn't allow for that, maybe your side projects can. Maybe your evenings can. Maybe your next chapter will. You don't need to change careers to reconnect to service. You just need to ask, how can I use what I know to help someone else? That's where energy comes from. That's where purpose lives. They call it a midlife crisis, but that's a lie. It's not a crisis. It's a pivot point. You've spent decades gathering experience, learning hard lessons, earning wisdom. Now, you get to decide how to use it. Seneca said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." You still have time. You still have breath. You still have control over what the next decade becomes. Burnout is not your enemy. It's your invitation to wake up, to recalibrate, to return to yourself. Let me give you something simple you can do every morning to begin rebuilding. It's a 5-minute Stoic reflection. Here's how. 1. Before checking your phone, sit somewhere quietly. 2. Ask yourself these 3 questions. What kind of person do I want to be today? What small action can I take that aligns with that? What obstacle might I face? And how will I meet it with virtue? 3. Visualize yourself moving through your day with strength, calm, and clarity. You don't need motivation, you need alignment. And alignment is built, one clear morning at a time. If you've made it this far, you're ready. Ready to stop drifting, ready to stop numbing, ready to stop outsourcing your life to other people's expectations. The Stoics would tell you, you are stronger than you think, you are freer than you feel, and you are not too late. Let me challenge you. Tonight, take out a piece of paper and write one sentence. In the next 90 days, I will start becoming the person I was meant to be. Then take one action tomorrow, small, simple, that moves you closer. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's walking, maybe it's saying no to one thing, or yes to something that scares you. Whatever it is, do it. Because motion ends stagnation, and action, aligned with virtue, restores your soul. Life will not wait for you to feel ready. Your future self is begging you to begin now, not perfectly, but courageously. Let the Stoics guide you. Let your pain instruct you. Let your values lead you home. The fire inside you is not dead. It's waiting for you to begin again. Stillness, strength, clarity, purpose. Subscribe to Quiet Power for more Stoic lessons.